Good evening. Welcome to Hellhound's Loathsome Lore 35 here on the Horror Metal channel. Real quick, I wanted to look at some more recent purchases that I got this week and last week. So let's start with books. We'll look at books, then comics and like graphic novel, trade paperbacks, and then we'll look at Blu-rays and DVDs, and then autographs. But make sure to, I'm saving the best thing for last, so make sure to either watch until the end of the video or just skip into the end of the video to see the coolest thing I got, though you probably already saw it, the thumbnail. But anyway, let's get started. Alright, so I already had Bram Stoker's Dracula, the novel, and I used to have Mary Shelley's Frankenstein a long time ago. But now I got this book which collects Bram Stoker. Let's get some more light in here. Okay, yeah, I've got this book that has 3 novels in one. It collects Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, Bram Stoker's Dracula, and Robert Louis Stevenson's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which I've actually never read before. So yeah, pretty cool to have all 3 of these books, you know, in one, all in one, because, you know, they, of course, did a lot for the horror genre. And yeah, I was on a Universal Monsters kick lately, which is why I got that. And as you could, you know, so check out the last episode of the Morbid Hour, in which me, Sean Urshan, and HorrorFan88 talked about the Universal Classic Monster movies. And so I figured, I was like, well, I've already seen all the movies countless times. I already have them all. What else can I get? You know, I'll get some books. And I also got this Night Things, Dracula versus Frankenstein by Terry M. West. I already read it. It's a really good book. Basically, yeah, it's Frankenstein's monster and Dracula have known each other for many, like, centuries, and, you know, after, it kind of takes place after Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but it takes a lot of liberties with the Dracula book, and, yeah, after Frankenstein wandered into the Arctic, you know, Dracula found him, and then, you know, they were, like, brothers for many years, but then they had a falling out, and then, you know, cut to present-day New York, Frankenstein's monsters become kind of like a crime boss, you know, kind of a Godfather type, and then, you know, Dracula's out to destroy the world with his night things, his army of night things, of vampires, zombies, you know, werewolves. Then yeah, there's also ghosts. There's a succubus. There's just several supernatural creatures. It's really, really entertaining and yeah, very, very exciting. Very good read. I highly recommend it. So yeah, Night Things, Dracula versus Frankenstein by Terry M. West. Really good book. I really loved it. I look forward to reading the rest of the series. I think there's like 2 more, and maybe some of this other stuff as well. Speaking of Frankenstein, there's also these the New Adventures of Frankenstein, volumes 1 and 2. They're pulp novels by Donald F. Gluck, and these 2 volumes collect all the books in the series. I think there's like maybe 12 total, or something like that. 12 or like 14 or something. There's the titles like Frankenstein Lives Again, Terror of Frankenstein, Frankenstein Meets Dracula, Frankenstein versus the Werewolf. And just Frankenstein the Mummy's Tomb, yeah, Return of Frankenstein, Curse of Dr. Jekyll, really cool. And yes, they do refer to the monster as Frankenstein, which I think is fine. You know, I know the difference. You know, you could just say that Dr. Victor Frankenstein named the creature after himself, or to say that Frankenstein's short for, you know, Frankenstein's monster or the Frankenstein monster, which can be really cumbersome if you have to say it a lot, you know. So I don't mind, you know. I know that all those pedantic know-it-all types like to point out the difference and get all pissy when somebody refers to the monster as Frankenstein, but I know the difference, and I think it's fine. Most people do call it Frankenstein anyway, so who cares, you know? But yeah, these are really cool. I haven't read them all yet. I just started the volume 1. I only like the first 2. But they're, yeah, pretty cool, yeah. Basically, yeah, the Frankenstein monster, you know, in present day, battling other supernatural creatures, and yeah, really interesting. I definitely recommend them. Yeah, pulp novels by Donald F. Gluck. The New Adventures of Frankenstein. Super cool. Alright, so that's pretty much it for books. Now let's get to comics. Yeah, speaking of the Universal Monsters, I already had a few of these already, and some I got recently. Yeah, there's Tomb of Dracula. This is issue 55. I had another one coming in the mail, but it hasn't got here yet. It hasn't even shipped. Yeah, there's a few other things I'm getting in the mail, but yeah, some of them have shipped already. They're taking forever to get here. Other ones haven't even shipped. I don't even remember what the other issue was. It was like, I think number 40 maybe. Yeah, Tomb of Dracula. These are really cool. Still not enough light in here. It's too dark. There, is that better? Yeah. Yeah, Tomb of Dracula. Really cool. yeah, really great comic series. I highly recommend them. There's also Monster of Frankenstein. This is like a reprint of issue 1 that comes with a record, which is pretty cool, a vinyl record. I tested it, still works, and you can put it on your turntable and actually reads aloud the comic, which is kind of cool. I thought that'd be cool to have. I'd rather just read it myself, but it's just, it's pretty cool and I'm the same. Yeah, Monster of Frankenstein issue 1 reprint with a record, and there's also have Monster of Frankenstein issue 4. And then they eventually just retitled it the Frankenstein Monster. Yeah, here's issue 6. But I can read them all in, a trade paperback volume that we're going to look at here in a minute. Yeah, Tomb of Dracula, Monster of Frankenstein. This is a Werewolf by Night. I have another one of these coming in the mail, too, that hasn't got here yet. I'd really like to get the trade paperback collection that has, a whole bunch of them. But it's gone out of print. It's very, very expensive, so probably not going to get it anytime soon, unfortunately. Then there's also the Supernatural Thriller series. They have characters like Invisible Man, Jekyll Hyde. There's like a monster that's similar to the creature from the Black Lagoon. But I got these Supernatural Thrillers featuring the Living Mummy. They're really, really cool. Yeah, In Cantu, the Living Mummy. Here's issue 7, his second appearance, and issue 12. He first appeared in issue 5. Then issue 6 was something else, maybe the Invisible Man or something. But yeah, issue 7 is his second appearance. He returned, and then issue 12. Yeah, pretty cool. He was an African slave that was mummified by a cruel, evil pharaoh, and he's resurrected in present day as a living mummy, of course. And yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, I highly recommend all these comics. They're excellent. I love horror comics, and these are no exception. And then there's also have volume 1 and 2 of Tomb of Dracula. Yeah, these trade paperback collections. So, I can read most of his early adventures, since I don't have all the individual issues. Yeah, Tomb of Dracula, very cool. Sorry it's so dark in here. I'm trying to get these into the light as best as I can. I probably should have set it up better, but whatever. I got somewhere I gotta be, so I don't have a whole lot of time to do all that. Yeah, I think these crossed over with some of the others. Yeah, with Werewolf by Night and stuff like that. Giant-sized chillers. Yeah, this collects issues 1 through 12. This collects issues 13 through 23. Then Werewolf by Night 15 and Giant-sized chillers issue 1. So yeah, Tomb of Dracula, really, really cool. Great read. And also have the Monster of Frankenstein trade paperback. This collects all issues, all 18 of them. Then also has giant-sized Werewolf by Night issue 2, Marvel Team Up 36 and 37, then material from Monsters Unleashed, some of those comics, and Legion of Monsters. So yeah, these are really cool. There's even a black and white one in there, but yeah, it's kind of similar to the New Adventures of Frankenstein books that we already looked at. It's just the Frankenstein monster and his new adventures, battling other supernatural creatures and humans and stuff. Yeah, really awesome stuff. Highly recommended. And all right, that's it for books and comics and stuff. Now let's get to movies. So yeah, I did get The Batman on Blu-ray. I saw it in the theaters already. I haven't rewatched it yet. It was a great movie. I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. Yeah, very glad to own it. Yeah, this cover, Catwoman should be wearing her mask, and the Riddler shouldn't be wearing a mask. They got it backwards. But no, I did still like the characters. And there's the Penguin, and Robert Pattinson really won me over as Batman. But for more info on what I thought about this great movie, check out Hellhound's thoughts on The Batman from 2022. So yeah, I did a whole video on it. I gave it like a brief first impressions review. So yeah, The Batman, excellent movie and a great entry to the Dark Knight's filmography. All right, so let's look at DVDs. I got this Clash of the Titans, the original from 1981. I'm a huge fan of Greek and Roman mythology, and Norse mythology for that matter, and I'm a huge fan of Ray Harryhausen's excellent stop-motion effects, so this is right up my alley. I always loved this movie. I grew up watching it. I don't know why I didn't own it till now. I think I used to have it on VHS a long back in the day. Yeah, great movie. Really cool. I'm a huge fan of that sort of thing. Then also got Rob Zombie's The Haunted World of El Superbeasto. I'm still a big Rob Zombie fan. I know that I didn't like the way he did the Halloween movies and Michael Myers, but I'm still a fan. He overdoes it with the over-the-top profanity and vulgarity and the trashy, one-dimensional cardboard cutout characters. But I do like how all his movies have serious balls. And as far as his filmography goes, I think this is the best thing he's done other than House of Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. I'm surprised how many people haven't seen this. It's an animated movie. It's mostly a comedy, but there's references to all kinds of horror movies and even Rob Zombie's other movies and characters. And it's based on his Spook Show International comics, which I have a ton of. I'll just show those in another video. Yeah, really funny movie, really entertaining. And like I said, not a lot of people have seen it, but I recommend it. I think it's one of the best things he's ever done. Outside of music, you know. Yeah, Haunted World of El Super Visto. Good stuff. Also got Lords of Salem recently. I wasn't a big fan of that movie, but I found it for very cheap, and I figured, I was like, I have all his other movies, so, you know, why not? But it hasn't got here yet either. I ordered it, and it's shipped, but it's taken forever to get here, and I just wanted to hurry up and make this video. I don't want to wait anymore. But yeah, but this movie's hilarious. Check it out. Alright, Oh, and so after I got, you know, my Universal Monsters kick ended, I started getting to, weirdly enough, Pac-Man games. I've always been a huge Pac-Man fan. I used to play them in the arcade. I actually went to the arcade yesterday, and I was playing Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man and Pac-Man Plus and Super Pac-Man and Junior Pac-Man, you know. It was a lot of fun. It's an awesome arcade here in my town. It's 80s themed. It's really cool. It brings out a ton of good memories. But I got this Pac-Man Museum game recently for my Nintendo Switch. And it has like all kinds of other Pac-Man games. It has, you know, the original 1980 arcade game. It's got, yeah, Super Pac-Man, Pac and Pal, Pac-Land, Pac-Mania, Pac-Man Arrangement, 2 different versions of that, and then some of the newer ones. Pac-Man 256 I used to have on my phone and play a lot. It's a pretty fun game. Yeah, it's got all those games. It doesn't have Ms. Pac-Man, unfortunately, because that actually wasn't made by Namco. It doesn't have any of the Midway games on it, like Ms. Pac-Man, Pac-Man Jr., Baby Pac-Man, Professor Pac-Man, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man. I mean, that was a pinball game, just like Baby Pac-Man, so it'd be kind of hard to put on a home console. And Pac-Man Jr.'s never really been on a console other than the Atari. But I got all kinds of other Pac-Man games I was going to but I might show them in another video. If you guys want to see my Pac-Man collection, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll do a video. I've got plenty of other Pac-Man games on Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Game Boy. I got the Pac-Man World games for PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Then, you know, Ms. Pac-Man, Maze Madness. I got a ton of Pac-Man games. I'm a huge Pac-Man. I've got 2 miniature arcade games. There's one arcade cabinets. 2 of them are I got 3 of them. 2 of them are Pac-Man, and one of them is Ms. Pac-Man. Then I got the original Pac-Man Atari 2600 game cartridge as well, but I don't have a way to play it. I don't have an Atari anymore. But yeah, huge Pac-Man fan. Even so much so that I even got the first 2 seasons, well, and the only seasons, the whole series of the 80s Pac-Man cartoon by Hanna-Barbera. I grew up watching this show. It's very nostalgic for me. I love it. I love old school cartoons, you know, and I figured it'd be fun to have. Bring back a lot of good memories. Yeah, huge Pac-Man fan. All right, so that's it for, yeah, maybe I'll do a Pac-Man collection video if you guys would want to see that, so let me know. All right, so that's it for that. I was going to show more Pac-Man stuff here, but I might save it for another video. I don't know if anybody's really into seeing that. But, all right, now let's look at autographs. So, I already showed this in one of my last videos. It's a trading card signed by Danielle Harris. It's a Danielle Harris autograph. Yeah, this is the sticky stuff I used to hang it on my wall. But yeah, NY FanCam 01, one of my good friends and fellow YouTubers sent me this in the mail, and I've already made a shout-out video for him where I showed this. It was an unboxing. It was a surprise. I didn't know what it was going to be, so I opened it in the video, and then, you know, my reaction was authentic because I was seeing it for the first time. But yeah, very excited to have this. I'm a huge fan of Danielle Harris, one of my favorite Scream Queens. So yeah, thank you once again, Cam Lunsford, NY FanCam 01. Check out his channel too. Yeah, Danielle Harris. Yeah, I hung this up on my wall next to my Linnea Quigley, Rob Zombie, and Stan Lee autographs. And there's another autograph I'm going to put on my wall after this video. And then I also went to a Rick Springfield concert. I would show you the pictures, my picture I got with him, but it's on my phone, and I'm using my phone to record this video. But yeah, here's my backstage pass. It was a meet and greet. It was a concert, and then we met him backstage. So yeah, here's my backstage pass. My mom's a huge fan, and she got the tickets. She paid for the meet and greet and the concert, and she wanted somebody to go with her, so I went. Yeah, his music, he's not really my cup of tea. It's a little too poppy and bubblegum for me, but I do like a lot of his songs. He's very talented. He's a great songwriter, really good guitarist, and a great singer and everything. He put on a great show. The concert was awesome. We had a lot of fun. We were very close. He would fist bump me during one of the songs, and yeah, then we did get pictures with him. He signed, we brought his autobiography, which he signed, and he also signed this Rick Springfield shirt. Yeah, you can see his autographs on it. Yeah, so pretty cool. Again, not like one of my favorite musicians or anything, but my mom's obsessed with him. She just loves him, so I went with her. It was a really fun time. Again, I was planning on showing the pictures, but like I said, I'm using my phone to record, so fortunately I can't show those. But oh well. Maybe I'll try to do that in the next video. I'll send it to my iPad or something and just show on my iPad. All right, but anyway, the creme de la creme, like I said, you probably already saw it in the thumbnail. The most exciting autograph I got was Ronnie James Dio, one of my all-time heroes, my idol. Rest in peace. Yeah, the late Ronnie James Dio, one of the best metal vocalists ever. Definitely my top 3. Yeah, I finally got this picture of him, which he signed. Yeah, I've been wanting his autograph for years, and I finally got it. I'm going to hang this on my wall right next to those others I mentioned. Yeah, very happy to finally have Dio's autograph. Yeah, long live Dio. Yep, he signed it. Ronnie James Dio. The legend. Hell yeah. And that was the coolest thing I got recently. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, I finally got it. I've always wanted one. Yeah, I really wish I could have met him in person. That'd have been awesome, but oh well, what can you do? All right, guys, well, I think that about covers it. I got a lot of other things recently, but I figured, I didn't want this video to be, a half hour long, so let me know in the comments below if you got anything cool lately, and if you'd like to see me make that Pac-Man collection video, and try to show those pictures that I got with Rick Springfield and of the concert and stuff. Let me know. I'll figure out a way to do that. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching my late night spook show here on the Horror and Metal channel. I'm Hellhound, and until next time, later.